Good morning, afternoon, or evening to all of our Kortoshis out there. I'm your host, Ahmed Tahimar. I'm the head of gaming at Core DAO. And today we bring you one of the Core Global Hackathon AMAs. We're accompanied by Alex Scoresby from Pixudi. Alex, let's start with a quick intro about yourself and Pixudi, and then let's jump into the workshop.
Sure. First of all, greetings to everyone. Today, we will introduce Xudi from the developer perspective. We are very glad to be part of Core ecosystem, and Core helps to bring a lot of users to our game, test different mechanics, and a little bit about Pixudi. Pixudi is not just a game, it's a groundbreaking Web 2.5 board game experience that merges traditional strategy gameplay with the power of blockchain technology. With over than 1.6, maybe right now 1.8 million active users, Pixudi has proven itself as a leader in blockchain gaming, offering a seamless onboarding experience for both Web 2 and Web 3 players. Because creating the game, one of the main and a very important point is to create good UI and experience for Web 2 players who maybe don't even know anything about Web3, but they want to just play and have fun. So that's it.
Thank you for that, Alex. And let's jump into today's workshop topic, which is gameplay, game design. Let's start with an understanding of Pixudi's core gameplay, and then we can transition from there on how did you come up with those principles.
Sure. So Pixudi combines strategy, randomness, and player ownership in blockchain powered board game. We can we can say about four main mechanics. So first mechanic is turn-based movement, and it means that players roll dice and move strategically, and all the actions are written to blockchain. The next point is artifact collection. It means that users can compete for different valuable on-chain resources like special NFTs or special NFT characters in our game, mystery packs, and all of this is implemented via NFT. The next very important point is board events and smart contract triggers to push our metrics and to create easy experience. We are creating special triggers when users place in the game on some space and some event is happening. It's also written on chain, and that's how we are implementing on chain actions. Then it's leaderboards and rewards. We're very proud that 25 right now it's 35% of our users are paying audience, and they pay for different things in the game, especially for special we call it potions that can help them to be on the first top of leaderboard and earn some rewards in stable coins, in core, and other NFT rewards, and so on. We call it weekly competitive ranking with core-based initiatives. Right now, our game engine is a mixing of Web 2 and Web 3 engine. It means that we have very complex system where we have a lot of special smart contracts which we are using to mint NFTs, to upgrade these NFTs with special smart contracts. We call it NFT evolution smart contracts. And here uh, we try to describe this architecture, uh, you can see that every player is like soul-bound player contract. It's like soul-bound NFTs, and we are implementing profiles as soul-bound player contract. Then you can see that we have special game NFTs. We have special rewards to mint to their wallets. Then we have finally game logic. And all of this is interconnected. It means that all of this is one big complex game engine, and it helps us to create real Web 2.5 engine that we can use not only in Pixudi, but we can integrate this engine to help other core developers develop their own game. Then I can continue with small tutorial how to design Web3 game mechanics. Are you okay with this?
Yes, I was just about to ask you if we can get into designing Web3 game mechanics based on your experience from Pixudi to our developer audience that want to take this and implement it in their games and enhance on it.
Sure. Uh, so let's go through our step-by-step guide. What do you need? So let's imagine that you want to create new game on Core. What you need to do step by step to verify your idea and also to build strong architecture that you will be able to improve, not just to create and the so create, launch and the so no, create good architecture that you will be able to improve for months and so on and so on. First of all, you need to define your core gameplay loop because you want to have good retention metrics. You want your users return to your game every day, every hour, maybe every week. So first of all, you need to define what are players doing every minute, every hour, and every day. How do they progress, earn rewards, and stay engaged? It means that from the beginning, you need to think about different mechanics. Create leaderboard, quest, achievements that users can earn, get some reward, and be better than other players. Then you need to identify Web 2 mechanics to depth. It's clear that everything that right now is implementing in Web3 somehow, sometime were already implemented in Web 2. It's you don't need to reinvent the wheel one more time. You just need to take the best and implement it in your game. Pick one or two Web 2 mechanics that already work, like season battle passes, deck building, daily quest. You can find these mechanics in every game, in casual game, in big games like World of Warcraft, Fortnite, and so on. You just need to identify what you can adapt. You need to research why these mechanics succeed in Web 2 and how they drive engagement. Next step, you need to integrate blockchain elements thoughtfully. Decide what should be on chain and what should be off chain. For example, on NFT ownership, rewards, transactions can be on chain. Some part of gameplay or real-time mechanics can be off chain because you don't want your user to click in MetaMask every minute to sign every movement in the game. You need to divide it to make user experience better and to make it easier for your players. Avoid forcing tokenization where it doesn't enhance the player experience. Many games like to put their token without some utility. You can create the token, but you won't know how you will use it in the game. Before doing this, think about this. How will you use the token? Step 4. Build a sustainable game economy. Again, you can pick one or two Web2 mechanics. For example, you know, well-known game World of Warcraft, for example, or other casual games where you need to earn coins to upgrade your tower, to upgrade your experience, character, and so on. It can be full screen. Sorry. Sure. Thank you. Step 5. Design for long-term engagement. Before creating the game, you also, as I already mentioned, need to think about retention. Because if you will create only one map, only 5 levels, and so on, users will complete them, and what's next? So, introduce seasons, tournaments, and events to keep players coming back. Create exclusive, limited time content. For example, I think someone of you know about Kortoshi NFT. Why not to create special events for core Satoshi NFT owners? Special levels, special rewards, and so on. It will help you to engage more audience. Step 6. Focus on community and social interaction. I hope you know about special game guilds in different games, special tournaments like, I don't know, Fortnite tournaments, Dota tournaments. They are well known all over the world, and you need to think how you will build such environment and atmosphere in your game. Encourage guilds, co-op mechanics, and social gameplay to drive retention. For example, you can propose to your players to create special guilds and help them to attract new users in these guilds. In exchange, they will have to raise awareness about your game because, for example, let's imagine someone from Mexico will create special Pixudi guild, and they will be, and in this case, you won't need to waste some money on marketing in this country. You can delegate this to some very active users who create such guild. Step 7, final step, but one of the most important steps. Test, iterate, and optimize. Run testnet phases and closed betas to tweak mechanics before full launch. For example, from our last participation on different events in Asia, when we are traveling in the city, we saw a lot of advertising about games, and especially with like advertising about some games that are going to launch, and they invite beta testers to test the game before actually launching the game. Such beta testers and like creating campaigns where users will add your game in wishlist, in Steam wishlist, in Epic Games wishlist, and I don't know, some kind of, or they will write their email. to get the game later will help you to test and understand two main points. First, are you creating good game? Is it interesting? And the next point, to test bugs, mechanics, errors, anything before actually launching the game. So that's small,
Now,
but
yeah, you're
mhm,
no, you're on the right track. I was just about to ask you now, how do you start making your own game?
sure. So how to start making your own app? Three main steps. First of all, you need to organize everything. And one of the best practice to organize is GitHub because games is about code. It's about creating issues and solve them and track your product development. To make the game, uh, you need to build the team. It can it can be not so big at the beginning. You need one backend developer, one smart contract developer, one front end developer. If you are using, for example, Unity, you will need front end Unity developer. Then you need one designer, one illustrator, and one product manager. You can build
Alex,
project.
I think our our audience is also gonna need that in a list if we can prepare
Sure,
those positions as well, team members to share it with our audience. That would be very good.
sure. I will prepare it and will update this uh, pitch for sure.
Thank you
For
very much.
example, in Pixudi, we have such like GitHub. We try to track everything. We describe every task. And funny fact, but for example, you can be everything. You can be all of these people because, for example, a game like Stardew Valley was creating by only one person, but he needed about 4 years to finish the project. If you wanted to boost development of your project, you should build good team. Hmm?
Yeah, we can move on.
Yes. Uh, oh,
I
then
was gonna ask you, why did you choose CoreDAO, and why should our developers choose CoreDAO? What
hmm,
would the highlights and benefits of Core to you at Pixudi?
sure. Thank you for the question. So the next point is about why Cordell for Pixudi. So first of all is low cost transactions, and it's really like it is. For example, even in our game, we are distributing in the beginning small portion of cores to every new player from core. It means then when you log into the game, we send you some cores to allow you easily interact with our smart contracts, with lottery smart contracts, and so on. For example, we have yep such lottery ticket mechanics, and I need to okay uh, just sorry confirm. You can see now I confirming, and hey, I found some reward in this lottery ticket. The next point is high throughput, smooth multiplayer experience without delays. We have been launching Pixudi on Core for more than 1 year, and we can prove that for all this period, nobody face any problem with multiplayer using the core. Then BTC and chain security. I hope you know that core is very, very near to BTC, and it helps us to create trust between our users because many of them know BTC, they know these BTC trends and so on, and it helps us to attract users, especially from Bitcoin communities. Uh, the next is native core integrations to earn rewards to core ecosystem. Uh, as you know, there is a lot of different core staking and core staking supply core mechanics. What does it mean for us? It means that users can earn some rewards in core, and then we guide them how they can use, for example, Coland to stake, to supply or stake their cores. And it means that you can afford your users not to earn cores and, I don't know, exchange them immediately, but they will be able to do something with them and earn more using core ecosystem.
Thank you for highlighting the CoreDAO ecosystem, Alex. And now I want to ask a very important question to our users are wondering about. What are the elements that should be on chain? As in, what are the elements that should be interacting with smart contracts? How did you make that choice, for example, for Pixudi? And what would you advise gaming developers to put on chain?
Sure, thank you for the question. Let's go through smart contracts powered game elements and core. Uh, so first of all, it's verifiable dice rolls. It helps us to ensure transparency with on-chain randomness. Then NFT-based board spaces. It means that certain spaces trigger smart contract executions. And then core DAO leaderboards. Automatically, we distribute some weekly rewards based on leaderboard via blockchain transactions. And let's go.
So, if I if I may ask, just to recap, the ones that you have on Pixudi that interact with core chain are the dice rolls that are verifiable because they're on chain, and the NFT based board spaces that trigger specific automations or smart contracts, as well as the leaderboard. The question here is, why did you choose those three aspects to be on chain? If we can clarify to our developers.
Sure. Also, I think I haven't included in this list about NFT characters. All of NFT characters in the game, like yeah, like these characters,
So the
they are
playing
also
characters themselves are also verifiable on chain because they are soul bound,
sure.
as you mentioned. Am I correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Um, while we when we're why we decided to use these mechanics, um, when we have created this whole logic, we thought how to create experience that can be verifiable for users, that can have good engagement, but also uh, elements that won't be so complex for the users. That's something that I have mentioned before. I mean, um, we don't want a user to click every time in the game. And here you can have two solutions. First solution is to create some how we call it proxy wallets. It means that from the backend side, we can create a wallet for the user. He will be able to deposit some cores on this wallet from his main wallet, and we can implement all actions on chain using this proxy wallet, because these actions will be triggered automatically, because we have these wallets in our architecture. And another way is to mix these strategies. It means that some actions can be executed from the main user wallet, and some actions can be executed from this proxy wallet. That's why finally we have chosen several mechanics that can be can be executed by the user, and user will know um, why he need to do this. Because in our game, you can log in with your core wallet, or you can log in with Discord or Twitch or Google or any other Web2 authorization method, and you can play. But to when you earn some reward or find some reward in magic chest, how we call it, you will need to connect your wallet to take this reward. And this strategy is the best for onboarding Web2 users. Why? Because they can start to play very easy without installing everything, just using their Google account. Then, for example, they see like model window. Hey, you win in this game 2 cores or 3 cores, and you can get it, but you need to connect your wallet to get it. And from this point, they will know why they need to connect the wallet, why they need to connect core chain, because they can take reward. And finally, we have chosen several mechanics that we will build only on chain, and we build the strategy how to onboard not only core users who already know about the core, but users who uh, don't know about the core.
Well, thank you very much for the detailed answer on this, Alex. And to move this forward, I believe we're on the perfect segue of interacting with multitude of parts of the chain. How does the architect of the game interact with core chain backend and front end, if you would allow us to know?
Sure, sure. It's a very good question. Thank you. Let's start from the beginning, from front end. That's the first thing that every user see open the game. So the first architectural connection between Pixudi and core blockchain from the front end perspective. We have user interaction layer. It's front end and wallet connection, like MetaMask, for example. Then it's game interface. It can be React. In our case, it's React-based web app. And in the future, we are launching in first quarter mobile version. Players interact with Pixudi through the game UI. Actions such as rolling dice, moving on the board, trading essence, or opening rewards initiate blockchain interactions. Players log in using Web3 wallets like MetaMask, Wallet Connect, and so on. There is a lot of ways of authorization. Then on front end, we have wallet integration. It can be easily done with Web3.js. Uh, all transactions, like again buying NFTs, trading assets, claim cards, go through smart contracts on Core from the front end perspective. For example, interaction example: players buy a bought NFT, transaction request is sent to Core Wallet, to Core blockchain, confirmation is received, NFT is assigned to the player inventory. Player inventory, you can see here, it's my inventory. Uh, then, backend. Backend game logic layer, it's Node.js plus APIs. First is game server. In our case, it's Node.js, Express, WebSockets. Uh, how it helps us? So first of all, it handles real-time game logic, player matchmaking, because you can in Pixudi. Uh, by the way, you can see some players right now here. So you can create the game, and then you will need to wait when somebody join your game. Then validates game actions before submitting transactions to Core blockchain. Why do you need to do this from your off-chain backend? Because we don't want it to make big pressure on the network. And for example, some hackers can try to abuse your game, and again, it can break your system. And also, if something is happening off chain, it can be reverted. For example, if hacker tried to break the game, he did something in your database, you have backups. By the way, yeah, it can be good advice. Always have backups. But if something is written on chain, it cannot be reverted. That's why you need, and you must verify your game actions before deploying it on chain. And game server helps to store temporary game session data like player turns, dice rolls that we uh, that we written to blockchain, but it's better. For example, maybe during the testing you will face some errors. You need to understand what is happening. So the best practice is to store temporary game station data and have special table or special backup for this. It will really help you developers to understand if something happens. Backend APIs used for syncing players' progress, leaderboard data, and in-game economy stats. Manage player inventory and NFT metadata storage for off-chain optimizations. For example, let's check here. As you can see here, my NFTs are loading very fast. One reason, because core blockchain is fast. But imagine you have 1 million users and they check their profiles at the same time. If you will use the RPCs to parse the data every time your user interact with core, you maybe one RPC won't be enough for you. But you can create the same technology that we have created, and we call it one-way synchronization technology. It means that all NFTs and all inventory items for the user are stored off-chain in our database. They won't be able to sell it without on-chain interaction, but it will help you to to display them much faster. And secure data bridges between core blockchain and Pixudi's game infrastructure. For example, players makes a move on the board, the backend validates action, and if everything is correct, transaction is submitted to core blockchain. For example, NFT upgrade, reward claim, the same logic. First, you verify on backend that everything is normal, that everything is correct. No one tried to abuse the system. And then you submit it to core chain. Smart contracts. Smart contract layer is one of the most important layers, and it's deployed fully on core blockchain. For what we're using this wonderful layer? Game asset contracts. It means that you need to implement using ERC 721 standard or ERC 1155. For example, for unique board characters, we're using 721. For consumable skin items, we use ERC 1155. Registers players' owned assets on chain for true ownership. It means that every item that I have is implemented in the form of NFT. Gameplay mechanics contracts used for sensing players' progress, leaderboard data, and in-game economy stats. By the way, that's what I have mentioned before. As you can see that we have the same actions on backend and smart contract layer. The reason for this, to verify everything before executed on chain. Manage player inventory, NFT metadata storage for off-chain optimizations. Secure data bridges between core blockchain and Pixudi's game infrastructure. In-game economics contracts, we use these contracts to handle reward distribution, leaderboard payouts, process token transactions, and in-game purchases through core. For example, when user wanted to buy mystery pack, everything is on chain and everything, all mystery packed NFT collection smart contracts are deployed on chain core. For example, player reaches a milestones on the leaderboard, smart contract triggers an on-chain reward distribution, and token NFTs are sent to the player's wallet. That's how it works. And core chain. In core chain, so first of all, it's transaction processing, executes NFT minting, staking, reward distribution, and trading operations. It's core. Core low gas fees and high TPS ensure smooth transactions because through all these months we have never faced any problems with, I don't know, no one write to us that, hey guys, I have problems with minting or I have problems with sending transactions on. No one. On-chain data storage, we store NFT metadata, player progressions, and ownership details securely on core. And when it needed, we synchronize it with backend and update it. Security and transparency use core validator network to conform and secure on transactions. The most, I mean, the greatest thing that everything, every on-chain action is validated with several validators that are running on core, and it helps to build security system. For example, a player claims an in-game reward. The transaction is verified on core blockchain, and reward is credited to the player's wallet. Very easy. So that's the basic architecture that we are using in our game with core on core chain.
Thank you very much for the detailed review over that, Alex. Now, I want to go through the NFT utilities, including the magic chests and the lottery system on CoreDAO. And what other quests and achievements have you built on the platform?
Sure. So let's start with NFT utility in Pixudi on Cordeo. So first of all, Pixudi combines strategy, randomness, and player ownership in an engaging blockchain-powered board game. What kind of NFTs we have? Board NFTs, it's customizable game boards owned by players. For example, when I need to create the game, I can choose special core board, uh, board and use it for the game. Characters NFTs, it's unique abilities tied to blockchain-based rarity. I have already shown my NFTs that I have in Core. Power up NFTs. What does it mean? Power up NFTs. It means, for example, let's go there. Hmm. We have special potion system, and users can buy special potions and using them in the game. Seasonal skins, it limited time items with blockchain verification. For example, for our second board, we have special NFTs and users can collect them all. We have a list of special NFTs right now. All of them have different variety that can be easily verified on chain. Magic chest and lottery system that I have already, by the way, shown a little bit earlier. It's randomized rewards powered by Cordeo smart contracts. Magic chest we use to unlock on-chain rewards like XP token skins, and lottery tickets players enter raffles using in-game currency stored on Core. Quest and achievement system on Cordeo, we have special daily weekly quest which can which user can complete every day, and it helped to chance engagement and in-game spending like daily strike rewards. um, I won't be able to show you daily strike because I have already logged in the game. uh, Leaderboard bonuses and exclusive NFT unlocks. And talking about the quest, you can check them here. For example, you can complete them every day and earn reward in XP and in gems, in game cards.
I guess that
Leader,
only brings us to the leaderboard.
Sorry?
I was saying I simply think that this only brings us to the leaderboard as the last item, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And the last item is leaderboard and competitive play on Cordell. It means that, for example, we have today, weekly, monthly leaderboard, day, weekly, and weekly ranked player with core token prize pools, on chain for competitive matches, and they can use staking to stake their rewards later on core, and NFT based seasonal rewards. For example, for very active users, we have even special NFT rewards. So it's very briefly, but that's the description of how we implementing different mechanics on core using smart contracts and using core ecosystem.
Okay, then last but not least, I would like to ask you to share with our developer community and users the monetization value as
Mhm.
well as monetization techniques that
Mhm.
Pixudi deploys on Core.
Sure. Um, In-game economy, before talking about the in-game economy, I want to advise everybody try to develop in-game economy the same that you can find in any casual game or online game. Again, World of Warcraft, I don't know, Dota maybe. A lot of games on Steam, for example, they have some kind of in-game economy. In World of Warcraft, it's gold. In our game, it's in-gems. We have three main revenue streams on Core there. First of all is NFT marketplace. You can buy mystery packs where you can find power-ups, characters, boards, and so on. Then in-game purchases, you can buy special power-ups using core tokens and tokenized trading and staking initiatives. Tokenized trading, it means that you can trade your NFTs. For us, we're building Web 2 business model regarding in-game economy. For example, a little bit later, we will update our seasonal pass, and users will be able to subscribe to buy special seasonal pass NFTs and earn more rewards with them. Right now, we are proud that about 35% of our users is paying audience. And by the way, this metric is even much important than um, active users. Active users is important, but it's very great to see that users are not like playing for rewards. They just it's on, but they also playing to have some fun, and they're ready to pay in the game to boost their experience. So, talking about the in-game economy and how we earn with Pixudi, I think yeah, that's it.
Well, I believe that covers it all. Thank you very much for the detailed run around through Pixudi and game designs, as well as Pixudi's activations on Core. Thank you very much, Alex, for being a part of the Core developer ecosystem and being one of the most successful games on Core. I've been your host, Ahmed Tahimar. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everybody, wherever you are. And thank you very much for joining us.
Sure. And like conclusion and some last sentence, I wanted to say that if somebody who are watching this stream and you need like guidance, help, core community is very helpful. And what I want to say that if you have any idea about gaming and you want to implement something but you don't know what from what to start, uh, we are here, uh, and we are ready to help, and and we are ready to help for everybody who wanna create uh, something on core.
Thank you very much again, Alex. And as a reminder to all of our Kotoshis and all of our developer community audience, the Core Global Gaming Hackathon submission has been extended till the 17th of March. So we're hoping to see a lot more of your submissions in the Core Global Gaming Hackathon, and we hope to have you more on Core. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Cheers.